due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem HaKadosh. That's all praises to the one called God, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh. Ba'ashem in the name, and Yahushua being the name of the only begotten Son. Also want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the hopeful light preaching word of truth and sincerity. I'm Brother Thomas Bob, and we're the Great Millstone Arizona Camp with another week to prophesy, edify in the Spirit of the Lord about this place going down and the Lord doing his thing in earth, right? So you had the elder apostle Tahar make a video today about so-called aliens in Peru, I think it was. I think that's where it was. That were coming and basically scaring the shit out of the people there, to the point where the people were sitting there saying they want a police backup to help fight. Well, we're in the time now where the Lord is starting to visit the world, which he made, man. That's what them angels are for. Grab me that one, they go to and fro through the earth. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, bro.
I think it's in the book of Psalms. But this is the time we're in. Give me that Jeremiah 10.
So Jeremiah 10, start of verse 1, and it says, hear ye the word which Yahweh speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them, for the customs of the people are vain.
You see, these are signs from the heavens. That the fact that you have chariots coming down, and people reporting that they're seeing so-called aliens. Really what they're seeing is either an angel on the left hand or an angel on the right hand, right? Because the Lord has the juice to do both, right? And that's what people are getting reacquainted with. The Lord always did these things. You got the one I'm talking about?
To and fro through the earth?
The eyes of the Lord go to and fro.
The eyes of the Lord, okay.
All right? Just trying to get it. But that's what's happening, man. These angels are getting reports back to the Heavenly Father. Or they're sitting there turning shit up. Right? You just had Jake over there finally fucking snap out of it for a moment and defend another Jake in that whole Montgomery dock brawl, Montgomery River brawl. Well, what do you think? The Lord had to put that spirit back on him, because that was an old world spirit. Jake came over there like lions. When you see how lions actually start approaching something and attack it, you watch that video, Jake was just like that. They got that nice little bounce in their step going over there. Well, the Lord had to put a spirit on him. Because for a long time, the Lord had the spirit of us just getting fucked up. Nobody having any mercy, not even our own people. So we're in that time, right? You got that?
Yeah, this is 2 Chronicles 16, verse 9. And it says, for the eyes of Yahweh run to and fro throughout the whole earth.
Right? Those eyes are what? It's going into the angels.
Yep.
Running to and fro to the earth, man, giving reports. Going right back to the Lord and say, hey, this is going on over here, this is going on over there. And the Lord is giving them missions in return. Hey, fuck these people up. Scare the shit out of them. Right? Let them know I'm here. Put that fear in them. Yep. Right? But the same message for them, which is to fear and destruction, the same things to us is a uplifting the spirit for salvation and power, man. Because what they're afraid of, man, we've been waiting for. Right? You got more of that?
It says, for the eyes of Yahweh run to and fro throughout the whole earth to show himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect toward him. Herein thou hast done foolishly. Therefore from hence thou shalt have wars.
Right. But that's the time we're in, time of war. It says one realm is going to fight against another realm. Well, if the angels are here doing these things right now, what do you think is going to happen soon when it comes down to the real battle? Yeah. Right? One realm against another realm. That's what we're coming into. So of course the angels are going to start making dramatic appearances, man. They did it in the past. You got that Genesis?
Yeah, the Genesis up.
And then precept.
The Gen 19, I'm starting from the top and read. And there came two angels to Sodom at even, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom.
You see, the angels came to Sodom. They came down. Hey, people got to see him face to face. Right? Go ahead, brother.
And it reads, and Lot seeing them rose up to meet him, he bowed himself with his face toward the ground.
Why do you think he bowed himself like that? Because he saw men of great stature. That's how the angels come, man. They're of great stature. They can disguise themselves and abase themselves if they want. But, I mean, what's the point of disguising and abasing yourself in this generation? These niggas are wicked. Why? I'm not, hey, for somebody to come from the spiritual realm on the purpose, on the mission from the Lord in the midst of these people, you think they're going to abase themselves in this time? To hide themselves? Fuck no, man. Now you got to get ready to see the Lord.
So you know, goddamn fucking little babies and shit, harps and.
Yep.
The Christianity tried to teach them, like, yeah, there's babies and harps and, you know, clouds. It's like, no, bro. Not the end of the Most High, man.
Mm-hmm. You can drop that. Let's get on that. Yeah, appreciate it.
I got one, bro. Hebrews 13 and 2, because you know, you don't know what appearance the angels are going to come down upon earth. You know, the scripture they came down as looking like men. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And but they were men, like your brother said, that they were men of great stature, or they were dominating. They were what's the word I'm trying to look for? They were intimidating.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People knew when they saw these men that they weren't your regular towny people. You know what I'm saying? They're you from out of town. You know what I'm saying? But these men, you know, they walk among us. You know, there's angels that walk among us. People say Hebrews 13 and 2. Be not forget what entertaining strangers, for thereby some might entertain angels unaware. Mm-hmm. So there is so the Lord has angels, you know, here doing things for him, man.
Yeah.
Whether, like the brother said, whether it be on the left hand side, whether it be on the right hand side, to stir up or cause any type of division or reaction, whatever the Lord wants to do, man. You know, and also the Lord visits the earth in the form of putting the certain spirits upon men to do certain things, man. You know, the brother brought out how the incident with Jake and Esau, over by the docks, man. Basically, Jake ain't taking your shit no more, man.
Right.
Because in the past days, Jake would be too scared to go against the so-called white man because, you know, the white man has the power and authority to call the police on him, man. Yeah. And now it's just like, no, well, you know, fuck you, basically.
Yeah.
You know, and at this time, it was Esau instigating, man.
Yep.
Because what they like to do is, like, say, these people, they see how they are. They all they want to do is incite riots and do this and that, and you know. But at this time, man, you saw the real devil acting obnoxious. The real devil is true form.
Yeah.
Acting obnoxious, acting rude, acting out of place, acting like he owns the whole goddamn world. And that's a reminder, basically, you know, Judah against Esau, that no, you don't, man. You know, there's your power is being taken away from you, man. Yeah. You know, and that power is going to come in the form of chariots, which there have been frequent sightings of, man. You know, even the government has already so-called confirmed that they are alien species, so to speak, man. Yeah. You know, and
outside of life form.
Part of it's lies, part of it's mixed, but you can't tell a lie without the truth. Part of it's an embellishment of doing things so because they don't want to tell you exactly what those aliens are, or what you know, because they know that they're angels, but they don't want you to believe that. They want you to believe that there's some type of elf or ET or some shit like that, man.
Yeah, if they gave you the description
Right.
of what these angels look like, then it would give the so-called black man power.
Right.
Because you got to think what they look like. And you know, they were dark helmets, they're huge, they're tall, right? Probably got froze.
Right.
So you never know, you know, and you know, we can look at that as if, you know, that'll cause us to rise up, or a lot of our people to rise up. You know, so a lot of that, they've been what's been going on.
Right.
You know, but they've been keeping it discreet.
Well, they also got that count of Black Jesus, man, that came back, that came around the 60s, I think it was.
Yeah.
Where he was over there, you know, performing all types of miracles, and what happened was, they basically, they put him inside of a plane, and they shot him up in different pieces. They put him in these steel containers, and they took him to different parts of the earth, but then he revived himself, or re-pieced himself, or you want to call it, back in their office, and basically said that there's many more many more like me coming back soon, man. Hey, this could be the time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, it is a time of prophecy that we know for sure. And part of the prophecies are the chariots, you know, coming down here. And the chariots always been here, but now that they're making themselves visible, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
This is Psalms 103 and verse 20, and it says, bless Yahweh, ye, Salakia. It says, bless Lord Yahweh,
Right.
ye his angels that excel in strength, that do his commandments, hearkening unto the voice of his word.
See, these are the angels of the Lord that excel in strength, man. This is the time now, right? For the 2/3, the Lord might just be using them work on the 2/3 mind and get them ready.
Right.
Right? And that's what, hey, I saw a video, Lord will after this, I'm gonna make a video on it. But young Jake, young in the street as Jake, was sitting there saying, hey man, when he saw that Montgomery stuff, man, he felt like finally. Like he said in the video, he said he felt like this is gonna be the beginning of something. Well, that's the Lord working on the minds of the people, man.
Right.
Right? Through them angels coming up. The fact that they're having reports of these things in one section of the world means that they're all over the world doing stuff right now, man. The angels of the Lord are getting down, man. Pulling strings here, stoking a fire there. Remember, the Lord said, what? He come to bring fire. What will he if it already be kindled?
Right.
These things are getting prepared, man. Right? And a lot of times, hey, man, the spirits on the left hand, they're going to be getting down too.
Right.
That's why in the times of the kings, right? I think it's in the book of Kings. He said, who shall go deceive, I think it was Haggai. Not Haggai, but I forgot his name. But he said, the angel on the left hand side said he'll go and be a lying spirit in his mouth. Right? That's not a strange thing that the angels come down here to get down on the Lord's business. Right? But these people, what they call demons, we understand just being the angels on the left hand side.
Yeah.
Right? Good. Is there more on that?
No, that was it. This is Jeremiah 49 verse 9, and it says Judah. It says Judah is a lion's whelp from the prey. My son, thou art gone up.
Mm-hmm.
He stooped down. He couched as a lion,
Mm-hmm.
and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up?
Yeah.
You know, because our people, man, you know, I had seen this clip yesterday, man. There was a brother who posted it, man. I forgot his page, but he posted a clip from a movie, and he's a popular actor, man, but I don't know his name. He was basically telling a story to a dude, saying that the you know, he was talking about a lion.
Right.
And how the jackals and the what are they called, hyenas,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like
Came pushing it.
yeah. So they'll pick on the lion and shit, you know, and so they'll bark at him, you know, and plus they'll laugh at him and such. But every once in a while, you know, the lion will get tired of this shit, man. Get tired of it, and so he gets up, you know, and he shows them who the king is.
Yeah.
You know, and they all start to flee and run because the lion starts kicking ass. You know, and that's gonna be Judah, man.
That was Al Pacino.
Jake, man, huh?
Al Pacino.
I don't know, bro. I can probably go through it and find the video, but it's a perfect depiction, man. You know, it's perfect. You know, it's a really good example.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because Jake is getting, you know, tired of shit, man. He's getting roused up. You know, and it's prophesied in 2 Ezra, the 15th chapter, that it says, and one people shall stand up, shall stand up and fight against another people. You know, so there's gonna be race wars, man. All right.
Yeah, and that's the ultimate, the Lord, you know, putting the spirit upon these men to do certain things, man. Because the scripture says, who has resisted his will? And the answer is that nobody has, man.
Mm-hmm.
So the Lord can very well send angels amongst the population to cause them and to stir them up to do certain things, man.
Yeah, and expect more events like that, a lot more.
Yeah, I'm gonna get this one real quick. What was Psalm 78 and 43? How he had wrought his signs in Egypt and his wonders in the field of Zoan, and turned the rivers into blood and the floods that they could not drink. He sent divers sort of flies among them which devoured them and fought to destroy them. Well, I'm gonna get to the point.
Christopher Walken.
Psalm 78
Yes.
49 says, he casts upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation, and trouble by sending evil angels among them. You know, so that's what the Lord does, and so He's capable of doing that. Like the brother said, the Lord got the Jews to send angels on the right hand side and the left hand side, man. We know that there's angels on the right hand side, you know, surrounding and protecting the men of the Lord, man.
Mm-hmm.
There's also only angels on the left hand side that are calling evils and accidents and what you call accidents. You know, and when you see fatalities on the road, you can best believe an angel comes at, man. You know, when you see people getting killed or getting beheaded in these narco videos, that's the angel, you know, stirring up judgment against, you know, certain individuals, man.
Yeah.
So he does send evil angels amongst the population, man.
Yeah.
And you gotta believe that. You gotta believe that everything is done with the Spirit, man. Go ahead, bro.
Quick precept, man.
So,
Go ahead. Yeah,
Kind of like, I'll say like, that's a good example too, because a lot of people will say like, oh, there's God. If there's a God, why is evil on the earth, man?
Right.
Because the Lord had permitted it. The Lord had allowed it. Isaiah 45 verse 7 is, I from the light and create darkness, I am peace and create evil.
Well, ultimately, it's balance.
Right.
Right? It says a false balance is abomination with the Lord. Go ahead.
And it reads, I am the most high. It said, I am the most high, do all these things. So, hey, the Lord does it, man. Say all the riots, bro, all that shit, man. It's like, the Bible said, whoever did his will. At the end of the day, hell, Esau playing his part, being the villain, man.
Mhm.
And it's all this is going as according to plan.
Yeah, man. Scripture say, shall there be,
Trouble in the city.
yeah, man. So, shall there be evil in the city,
Right.
and the Lord has not done it? You know, this is Proverbs 16 and verse 4, and it says, the Lord Yahweh hath made all things for himself, yea, it says, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. So the Lord hath made that, man. You know, so he's not just all good, he's not all love, you know, he controls all things. You know, it says he created the wicked for the day of evil, man. You know, how do you get around that? Oh, that's the Old Testament out.
Well, as Cuba says, the Most High is a man of war.
Hey, right.
You know, and war, you know, that's basically good against evil, man. You know, she was talking about spiritual warfare. So the Lord is a man of war, man. And the Lord does certain things on both sides to accomplish his mission. That's why they call him the Lord of hosts, which means the Lord of the armies. And man, part of those armies are the angels, man. Go ahead, bro.
Congrats, Ezekiel.
Yeah.
This Ezekiel 9:4 says, and the Lord Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry.
Then when you go up, it talks about what? The man with the influence, which was the angel, right?
It says, the righteous complain.
Go ahead.
It says, set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry, for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
Mhm. And then this is one of the main things that have been going on for years. The Lord's been marking the ones that are sighing and crying. So if the angels are truly visiting the world like this now, right? Imagine the back end of this prophecy right here. Go ahead, brother.
Kind of says, and to the others he said in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. It says, so utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women will come.
The Lord's going to give the command to his angels, the ones that are here. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women. Right? They can do that through what? Turning these people's spirits up.
Right.
Touching them themselves. The angels have all the power in the world, man.
And well, Scripture say that it says that one angel can destroy the whole earth.
Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
It says, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary.
So all the men that are trying to act like what we say about the mark of the beast and trying to refute it, well, you're gonna have to deal with knows.
Right.
The angel's coming. He said he's going to start at his house first. So imagine it's sometime soon you're going to start hearing stories and testimonies from other camps saying some spectacular thing went on. An angel came and men just started dropping dead. It's a possibility.
Precept 3.
Go ahead.
It's 1 Chronicles 21 and 15. It says, "And the Most High sent an angel unto Jerusalem to destroy it. And as he was destroying, the Lord Yahweh beheld, and he repented him of the evil, and said to the angel that destroyed it, it is enough. Stay now thy hand." And the angel of the Lord Yahweh stood by the threshing floor of Ornan, the Jebusite.
That's bad, bro. That the Lord sent his angel, he started going on till he didn't stop until the Lord said, "All right, that's enough." Right? We're coming to the same times now, man. This is how the Lord is going to get down in these days. And this is a reason why the elders and apostles have taught us how to go through these words, these scriptures, and through the Spirit, the Lord has given us the increase is for us to bring these accounts to mind, to understand these things in these times, man. These are the times when these things are going to happen, right? And it's only a matter of time till things intensify, because just as much of these people wickedness is intensified, the Lord's hand is going to intensify on these people.
Right.
The time of Jacob's troubles come, and the Lord said, "What? Then that great angel Michael shall stand for the defense of his people." Well, I'm expecting to see that. Well, brothers are expecting to see that, man. So it's not a strange thing that now you're hearing reports about this. Because to the people in the world that don't have this truth, they think it's aliens. For us, we know it's the Lord and his servants.
Right.
Right? Yes, something?
Because the brother was saying, don't be surprised if you see these other camps and members of the camps dropping dead, man. Because they're not really serving the Lord. That's why. They're putting up a false appearance. It's like the scribes did.
Mm-hmm.
A false appearance of serving the Lord, and who did that also, man? Eli's sons did that, man. Eli's sons were wicked. They were laying with women. They were taking the more of their portion of the Lord's sacrifice. And what happened to them? The Lord slayed them, man. So this is the account right here. I'll start at verse 1 Samuel 2 and 17. And it's talking about Eli's sons. It says, wherefore, I'll start at verse 12. Now the sons of Eli were sons of Balaam, and they were worthless. That word Balaam is worthless.
Mm-hmm.
They knew not the Lord. But they were priests though. So they were going through the motions of the priestly office, but the Lord wasn't with them.
Yeah.
And you can say the thing that the brother brought out, you can say the things about these other camps. They're going to be only allowed to continue in their false doctrine for so long, Because ultimately the Lord exposes all things. And I'll jump down to verse 25 or 24. This is Eli talking to his sons. His name, my sons, for there's no good report that I hear. You make the Lord's people to transgress, and that's what these other camps are doing.
Mm-hmm.
They're making them go off. It says, if one man sin against another, the judge shall judge him. But if a man sin against the Lord, who shall retreat for him? Notwithstanding, they hearken not to the voice of the Father, because the Lord would slay them. So they're already marked for death, man.
Yeah.
And they died during the course of, I think it was battle or a war. But who do you think caused that? The Lord did.
Yeah.
And because the Lord can use people and nations to bring about his prophecies, or to bring about his will. A perfect example of that in the book of Job, where the Lord sent, an army against his family. So it wasn't Satan himself that came down there with a bunch of demons.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Lord. It was the Lord allowing Satan to put his spirit inside a group of men to destroy Job's house, Job's family, Job's children.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he can do that, man. The Lord can now say him, because that's his left hand side man, if you want to call it like that. That's his agent that he uses to cause evil upon the earth. You know what I'm saying? Like the brother brought out, he does it on the balance. So you got to understand, and the brother brought out the scripture about the Lord doing good and evil. So you got to understand that there's a power play of good and evil going on upon the earth right now, man. And as we continue on into the last days, that's just going to further intensify. So for every act of wickedness that you see, that means the Lord, that means the Lord is bringing more righteousness upon his men too. He's going to put a cold spirit upon his prophets in the days to come. And don't be surprised if you see miracles happening for the men of the Lord. Like the brother said, we're anticipating and waiting for Angel Michael the Archangel to stand up for his people. So don't be surprised if you see something miraculous, man. If you see something miraculous happening to men of the Lord, or for men of the Lord, in terms of protection, in terms of deliverance, in the time to come, because the times are going to get very violent and very evil, man.
Yeah.
And that's the Lord working both sides. So just as there's going to be mass death amongst the wicked of our people, there's going to be great deliverances amongst those that are chosen to be his elect, man. Go ahead, bro.
Give me Daniel 10. Somebody in started 7.
Gotcha. This is Daniel 10 verse 7.
And this is one of the scriptures you can understand that the Lord used the angels to sit here and shape people's actions. Go ahead.
It says, and now Daniel alone saw the vision for the men. It says, for the men that were with me saw not the vision, but a great quaking fell upon them, so that they fled to hide themselves. Therefore I was left alone and saw this great vision, and there remained no strength in me, for my comeliness was turned in me into corruption, and I retained no strength. Yet heard I the voice of his words, and when I heard the voice of his words, then was I in deep sleep on my face, and my face toward the ground. And behold, an hand touched me, which set me upon my knees and upon the palms of my hands.
The hand that touched him was the angel. Go ahead.
And he said unto me, O Daniel, a man greatly beloved, understand the words that I speak unto thee, and stand upright, for unto thee am I now sent. And when he had spoken this word unto me, I stood trembling. Then said he unto me, fear not. Daniel.
Now, if it was just a regular man that came up to him and pushed him up, why would he stand up trembling?
Right.
Because it wasn't just a normal man, man. He felt that power just sit around and touch him, man. Go ahead, bro.
Well, if you read verse 6, it gives a description of what that angel looked like, man.
Oh, yeah. Jump up to 6 and then we'll jump back down.
This is Daniel 10 and 6. It says, his body also was like a burrow, and his face as the appearance of lightning.
Start at 5.
Gotcha. This is Daniel 10 and 5. It says, then I lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man.
It doesn't keep forward there, a man. So he looked like a man. But he looked like a man of great strength and dominance. Man.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz. His body also was like the burrow, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like in the color to polished brass.
So he most likely looked like a so-called Negro, man.
Yep.
Intimidating, dominating so-called Negro. And that's Esau's worst nightmare right there, man.
Serious. Not like you jakes in the world today where you fucking got a joke all the fucking time.
Right.
Yeah, watch what it says in James the 2nd chapter. It says that it says that the devils it says that the devils believe and they tremble. Because that right there, because they know the scriptures like that right there.
It says in his eyes as lamps of fire.
And that's why when that whole Montgomery shit happened, you niggas started making jokes about it right after. It would have held a lot more gravity, and people would have to sit here and actually consider it a lot more if y'all didn't joke afterwards. But niggas just love to joke. You can't win with somebody who loves to joke. You can't win. There has to be some fucking seriousness.
Well, shit, bro. This whole society, it's all memes now.
Yeah.
Right.
Everything becomes a meme.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's a meme and an emoji, man.
Yep, a joke.
Yeah. So, then that's Esau trying to make light of everything.
Nothing's heavy, right?
Yeah, he wants to cover up everything. Like they told you there's fucking UFOs, but like nobody cares. It's been confirmed by the U.S. government official.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the average everyday Jake and the average everyday Edomite, they don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay, now what? You know what I'm saying?
Until they really manifest themselves,
Yeah.
and you're able to see them, and people really fall on your faces like the prophets did. It says his body also was like the beryl, and now jump down to 12.
Mm-hmm.
And his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like in the color to polished brass.
Right, that's the same, almost the same description as Yahweh Shai in the book of Revelation, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says, in the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude, which he had a deep voice. Okay.
Also, that could mean that he had authority in his words.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So he spoke with great authority.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they told Yahweh Shai too, man.
Yeah.
You know, he spoke as one as having authority, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is Daniel 10 and 12. It says, then said he unto me, fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that thou didst set thine heart to understand and to chasten thyself before thy power, thy words were heard, and I am come for thy words.
Yep. Verse 13 is the point.
It says, but the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 21 days. But lo, Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, and I remained there with the kings of Persia.
You see, because he was working in their minds, man. That's what happens, man. The Lord sends out his angels. They do his bidding. They work on the people's minds.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have a little more mental fortitude. Some people got less, right? But you think we're in the days now where these people's minds are really built up like that to resist
Right.
angels like that? Hell no. Hell no. Too much folly has been lifted up in this place for them to have that type of fortitude to be able to withstand an angel like that mentally. Man,
Well, the people's mind nowadays are conditioned to have a short attention span.
Yeah.
You know, that's why you got Instagram and TikTok
Mm-hmm.
and it programmed your brain to have a short attention span.
Yep.
To not to be focused or concerned at one thing for too long, man.
Yep.
You know, and that's a brainwashing of the people, man.
Mm-hmm.
So these people, they're not ready for what's coming. That's why the scripture says it's going to overtake them like a thief in the night, man. So these people, they're not ready to witness or to experience the true power of the one true Hebrew God, like, you know.
Yep.
Not the God that they show you in the Christian church, you know, because that's a made up God, man. What a vocab alone say, you know, one of those videos, that's not God, speaking that the God that we proclaim, worship, and teach about, the God of the Bible.
The God that the Israelites speak never existed.
Yeah, the God because he has, man. And you're gonna see his full power in the upcoming days, man.
Right. People, and another thing, people, you know, they bash the cut that we bring out color, but you have to.
Right.
You got to for truth's sake. Like when you go to Revelations 4:3, it tell you what the Most High look like.
Right.
It tell you when you go to Revelation, it tell you what Yahweh Shah look like.
And Moses asked what the Lord looked like.
Right.
So Moses asked, right? And the Lord spoke to Moses mouth to mouth. What's wrong with us sitting here going in the scriptures and tell you what the Lord looked like, bro?
Right.
It was obviously something that was important.
We just gave you the description with the angels, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if it wasn't important, then you guys wouldn't change the images like you did.
Mm-hmm.
Like it says in 1 Maccabees 3:48.
Yeah, if the image wasn't important, why did the Lord say, at the end of the days, every eye should see him as he is? Because he's going to come back and you're going to know that, hey, that's the Lord. Well, we're the ones heralding in the day of the Lord. We're the ones telling you, hey, this is what the Lord looked like, this is what he's coming to do, and this is the type of power he has. That's an important message, man.
Yeah, they call one of the prophets nigger, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you look at that up in blue, it says black.
Right.
You know, so that goes to show you that. This is a Maccabee, 2 Maccabees 11, and then I'll start at 4. It says, not at all considering the power of the Most High, but puffed up with his 10,000s of footmen and this 1,000 of horsemen.
I think it's talking about who was it should say it was
Lysias, the king.
Lysimachus. Go up to the first verse, right?
Yeah, this is 2 Maccabees 11:1. It says, not long after the Lysias, the king's protector and cousin, who also managed the affairs, took sore displeasure for the things that were done.
You see, that's what it's talking about. One of the generals of that Edomite Roman Empire. You can jump down. Go to 4 and then
It says, not at all considering the power of the Most High, but puffed up with his 10,000 of footmen and his 1,000 of horsemen and his 80 elephants. So he came to Judea and drew near to Bethshura, which was a strong town, but distant from Jerusalem, about 5 furlongs, and he laid sore siege unto it.
You see, this is talking about when they tried to siege Israel, coming all around them, puffed up. Oh, I got all these armies, right? He tried to build his army up and basically get a bunch of mercenaries for pay just to be in his army so he can destroy Israel.
And you got to think, to siege a city, it's a process,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Long time.
Because back then, cities had gates around, or fences around, like walls around. And if you're sieging the city, nobody could go in, nobody could come out. If nobody could go in and nobody could come out, then how can they get food? How can they get certain supplies and things of that nature? So when you siege it, and then another thing that they used to do, like I saw a video, is they'll throw like fire into the city to try to siege it to get people to run out, and then their army would be at the gate or be at the door to kill the people that was in the city. So that's what to siege a city was a process.
Mm-hmm.
It says 6. It says now. It says now when they that were with Maccabeus heard that he besieged the holds, they and all the people with lamentation and tears besought the Lord that he would send a good angel to deliver Israel.
You see? That ain't. So yeah, there's ones on the left hand, there's one on the right hand. We're hoping that the ones on the right hands are going to be the ones that come for us. Right?
It says then Maccabeus himself first of all took weapons, exhorting the other that they would jeopard themselves together with him to help their brethren. So they went forth together with a willing mind.
Mm-hmm.
And as they were at Jerusalem, there appeared before them on horseback one in white clothing, shaking his armor of gold.
Mm-hmm.
Then they praised the merciful power, Most High, altogether, and took heart, insomuch that they were ready not only to fight with men, but with most cruel beasts, and to pierce through walls of iron.
You see, that's what happened when the angels came, man. They saw that white, fierce, glowing, Israelite-looking man in the heavens with that shield of gold, and they were like, "Shit, this is it.
Yeah.
This is it. That's what it's going to be in this time, man. The Lord is going to send His angels. He's going to fight for us. He said, fight for the Lord, fight for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee."
That's a beautiful thing, man, because our people prayed and that happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the power that the elect.
Well, the scriptures say, man, that the prayer, it says the prayer of the humble pierceth the clouds.
Right.
It goes directly up, man.
And in today's time, Lord willing will be those men. That's the power that the Lord is going to show unto His men. Because we're going to need it in that time. That's why scriptures say what? When it says what? They should come in like a flood, but He should lift up a standard.
Yeah.
What you think that standard? When you go into that word standard in a blue letter, it goes into disappear, to make flee. Right? What do you think is going to happen, man? An angel could be there, man. Guiding you or getting you out. An angel could get you through a window or something, man, or teleport you somewhere. I mean, the miracles you can't put limitations on the Lord, man.
Well, that's Psalms 34:7. It says the angels encampers the righteous and delivers them. Paraphrasing. So the angels are going to be here for the deliverance, man. Not only to guard you, but deliverance, man. And then the brother brought up the scenario. The angels are with us, man. It's like that scene you see in the movie sometimes where you got the little guy being picked on by the bully, but behind the little guy is like a protector.
Yeah.
Just standing there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then that's what the angels are. They're a protector against the bully or oppressor, as Esau Edom, man.
It says they're ministering spirits.
It's 2 Maccabees 11.
There's this anime. It's called Shaman Kings. And that's what the brother detailed. That's exactly the premise of the show. Is these little men that look like they're insignificant, but these huge spirits follow behind them and fight on their behalf.
This is 2 Maccabees 11. And I'll go to 10. It says, thus they marched forward in their armor, having an helper from heaven. For the Lord was merciful unto them, and giving a charge upon their enemies like lions. They slew 11,000 footmen and 1,600 horsemen, and put all the other to flight. Many of them also being wounded escaped naked. And Lysias himself
Beat the fucking clothes off.
And Osiris himself, and Osiris who sent them, right, himself fled away shamefully and so escaped. Right? But that goes to show you the power of the power of the Lord. And that's why, like, when you read scriptures like that, it kills your doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, you know, if they doubted, then the Lord wouldn't have sent an angel.
Yep.
You know, but like the brother said, the prayers of the humble pierced the clouds. And then boom, it was an angel right there shaking his armor that was gold. Like, I'm with y'all, let's go. And then the spirit in our people was turned up to where they were willing to run through walls, or run through beasts, or fight beasts, men, whatever was in the way.
Right.
You know, that's the power of the Lord, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the time that we're coming into in these times.
That's the fearlessness that the Lord has put upon us.
Yeah.
He said he hasn't put the spirit of fear upon us. You know? That's only going to be intensified in the days to come.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be that 300 scenario, man. Where the movie 300, those men, they didn't care. They were defiant of all things, you know what I'm saying? They didn't care what odds were against them, man. And that's going to be the spirit of the man of the Lord in the days to come, man. They're going to be defiant because they're going to, like the brother said, it's going to be like that, they erase all doubt, man.
Yep.
You know, and the Lord's going to build up our faith to such a degree that if you're one of the elect, you're going to have unshakable faith, man. Go ahead, bro.
So I got you. Know what I mean?
Okay.
Lord willing, this is edifying, man. Get ready to see the Lord, man.
That's right.
Without that being said, call off.
Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Ba'ashim HaKadosh.
Shalom.
Shalom.